sweetheart.
Hey, somebody give this guy an Oscar. You know what I'm saying? Colin Farrell is going to get an Oscar next year for his role as Oscar Cobblepot in Matt Reeves' The Batman. I can't wait to break down the latest Batman news I have for you. And before I begin, I just want to thank you for nearly getting me up to 800 subscribers. Can he make it to 1,000 subscribers by the weekend? Probably not, but a guy can't give up trying, right? Before I begin today's video, I go by Dude, Fella, or Geezer. But if you happen to be one of my many subscribers who happens to go by a pronoun, you are certainly most welcome to my fellowship right here. And it's a good thing I don't work in HR anymore like I did back in 2012 to 2014, because by God, if I was there in HR today, things would be a logistical nightmare, and I'll probably be fired before I could even put another pen or paper to my desk.
Give me one of those. What do I say? Give me a fucking donut, okay?
Yes, my precious. I feel like 795 subscribers. It's rather nice. But without further ado, folks, let's get on with 3 snippets of the Batman news, because in case you've forgotten already, in about 2 weeks' time, this film drops in cinemas. I think it's almost everywhere. Also, what's even more bizarre, this has been cleared for release in China. Yes, China has approved the Batman. Well, they might go in and touch a few things here and there, knowing that country, but it's interesting. I guess Warner Brothers needs the lovely jubbly, don't they? They've been losing money over the last year or so, so I guess that kind of makes sense, but let's not forget Spider-Man No Way Home didn't release in China and it made over $1 billion, so let's not forget that, okay? So let's go over to the first of our websites today, which is Twitter, of all places. Oh, twitty twatty, Batgirl film news. Now, there is a video they had on here. I think it's been taken down by Warner Brothers, because when I looked at Rolling Stone's coverage of this, that video was no longer available. But oddly enough, the stills are, so I might be incorrect about the video, but I've seen it already. So what am I talking about? I'll get to that in a few seconds. But the Flash film news, though this is a stunt suit, but we can confirm this will be no more or less the same Batman Michael Keaton will wear for the Flash. Well, it's got a few differences, just a slight few differences. Obviously, it's been modernized for 2022, but you know, it's the only bat suit, isn't it, that's got the yellow emblem and the black bat right smack bang in the middle. I do love the Batman suit from Michael Keaton. I mean, look, if it wasn't for Tim Burton, we wouldn't have that suit, right? So that is pretty awesome. So if I click on here, you can see, I think this is a stunt person, by the way. It's not actually Michael Keaton, because the stunt person in the suit is quite clearly a little bit wider than Mr. Keaton himself. And you got another one of him there flexing his chesty pecs, which I love. All good. And then we got to J.K. Simmons with the worst wig I have ever seen. They could have kept him a bit bald, but I suppose, you know, if you want to keep in continuity of the comics, oh, Gordo has to have the red mat of hair, doesn't he? And I guess that's a stuntman again. And there we go, another picture of Gordo arresting a badass basically. Now, if we just come back out of this, and we have Michael Keaton. He has landed. Welcome to Glasgow, and get a wedgie, Mr. Wayne. And that's, yeah, so that's pretty cool, isn't it? That was on the 15th of February. Keaton looking fit and trim for his age. What, the guy's in his early 60s, right? So it's pretty cool. Now, let's face it. We're all going to see the Flash movie, not because of Ezra Miller ×3. We're going to see it for Michael Keaton as Batman. Make no mistake about it. He's the biggest draw of this film for me. And yes, Batfleck is also in this movie, reprising his role as Batman, maybe Bruce Wayne for the last time. But, you know, they have it, you know. I would like Jeffrey Dean Morgan to appear as Thomas Wayne as part of this flashback story, but we're not getting that, which is just whatever. So, another piece of news that I think you might find interesting, folks. is the official rating for the Batman in the UK. Now, if any of you are watching and you're not familiar with the BBFC, they've kind of gotten a lot more tighter and rigid with how they rate their movies, because before I'll look at some of the ratings and I'll think, why have you given it that rating? It doesn't make any sense. So it is a 15 certificate. That is official. What does a 15 mean? Exactly what it sounds like, for people of 15 years and over. And the rating for this is strong threat and violence, which is awesome, because when we saw those trailers, some of the action scenes were very hard hitting, but I thought, are they going to trim it and give it a 12A? Because in case you don't know, when The Dark Knight came out in 2008, there was a little bit of controversy about the rating of the movie, because there's clearly some strong threats in the film, namely with a potato peeler masquerading as a knife, but the threat of what that was used for. And I believe I suspect what happened is because Heath Ledger passed away before the film's release. I think Warner Brothers persuaded BBFC, well, the then committee at the BBFC, to lower that rating slightly, because, you know, Warner Brothers just wants to get money, bums on seats. Yeah, we know Heath Ledger's passed away, but we want as many seats filled in the cinemas as possible. Have you got that, BBFC? Yes, Warner Brothers, we understand. And then, what a miracle of miracles. The film made over £1 billion, billion pounds, whatever your currency is. But then when they released it on Blu-ray, guess what? It was back to a 15 certificate. Interesting, right? So I don't suspect the WB has that kind of weight or pull ever again, but I like it. I'm encouraged by this. The one thing I'm not encouraged by, Zoe Kravitz as Selina Kyle, aka Catwoman. I've spoken about this before in my videos, and she's an okay actress, but you know, being the daughter of Lenny Kravitz, nepotism gets you everywhere in Hollywood, okay? Maybe I should become the daughter or the second daughter of Lenny Kravitz. I don't know how that will fly, because I'll have some work to do in the old complexion department. A bit of makeup here and there, who knows? No. But yeah, her fight scenes, they looked okay. She doesn't look comfortable with the action, but maybe the iteration of her character is that at the beginning, she's learning how to be a combatant. So maybe that's what that probably is. But I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. And yeah, Matt Reeves is a disciple of Jar Jar Abrams. He that shall not be mentioned again in this video, but if he's straying away from that fold and making the Batman film, the world's greatest detective, the film that he wanted to make for a long time, then we shall see. But of course, we get to something else pretty interesting here, actually. Early reactions to the Batman. So, courtesy of Game Rant, the Batman early reactions reportedly say it's controversial and complex. Kind of curious about those two words. Complex, not so much, but controversial, well, anything is controversial these days. I mean, I can stick my two fingers up my body hole and wipe them on my nose, and that might be deemed a little bit controversial, but I'm not that way inclined, because I'm a bit OCD, folks. I'm quite a hygienist, you know. I like to do things the clinical, the better way, you know. So early leaked reactions from test screenings say the Batman is the best since The Dark Knight, while also being those two C words. And we know that already, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so, right, according to editor-in-chief of awards, ace.com, Eric Weber, who took to Twitter to share his thoughts after receiving a text from another source that likely attended another test screening. Oh, it's one of those, well, your cousin knows my cousin, who knows that cousin, who knows those people at the Hamptons. I've been through that before, so yeah, that's another story for another time. The Insider also compared the DC film to another psychological thriller classic such as, let me guess, Chinatown with the great Jack Nicholson, Zodiac, The Usual Suspects, and The Silence of the Lambs. Nowhere have they mentioned Seven. I thought that would come up. Weber also tweeted out that people will be discussing the film long after its release. Whether that's good or bad, it remains to be seen. Reeves has created a film, which for now has been confirmed to be 175 minutes, making it the second longest film featuring Batman that many fans have been hoping for. A darker, neo-noir detective Batman film that takes its time to really home in on the character's internal struggles while still exploring much of his tragic past. So if we get a moment where Bruce Wayne is debating what he likes on his pizza or whether he orders Alfred to exterminate the pineapples off that pizza remains to be seen, but I would like to see that in the movie. That would be pretty awesome. While the film may be a bit divisive amongst its audiences, well, we don't know. That's the test screening audiences, right? So we don't know for sure. In addition to Weber's posts, author and screenwriter Paul Davidson also commented on the tweet, adding that the Batman is being hailed as the best Batman since we know that already. That is some worthy praise, considering that the 2008 Oscar-winning film is just not regarded as one of the best comic book films, but one of the best movies of all time, because they based it on Heat and Prince of the City. That's why. If these leaked reactions appear to be true, then fans are in for one thrilling and memorable ride. Yeah, well, look, they're leaks. Warner Brothers have not gone out and quashed those. I think they need a little bit of hyperbole, a bit of the hype train to get chug along, because you know you got to do that right. And I don't know. I'm just going in. Look, I'm going to agree with my commenters down below that we better get the film we're expecting. It's called The Batman. I don't want to see a film called The Batman, but he could suddenly scratch out The Batman and put The Catwoman, because nobody is going to like that at all. So folks, if you enjoyed this video today, please do me the biggest favor of all. Slap that subscribe button. Get me up to 800 subscribers by the end of today. That would be fantastic. Hit the like button. And if I were you, I'd see me on my next video.
Like and subscribe or get your nuts Krogan crushed with Jason King.